So hello there everybody out there in the internet land. This is Mike Cayley 7. Another ride to work video. Nothing to see here, move along. It's Thursday for me. Temperature 42 degrees, March something or other. I don't know what the hell the date is. I tried to do the date so I can remember later on. Like, oh, I remember that day. But not today. Let's just call it March 9th. How about that? This truck is going suspiciously slow. So, this morning I'm getting ready, right? And it's a process, you know. You gotta put on the liner jacket, then you put on the main jacket. You gotta take the leather pants, put them on. And I have, you know, keys and phone in my pocket, so I have to take the keys and the phone out of the pockets. And then take my wallet out of my back pocket and then put it in the leather pants pocket. And I gotta put on my gloves. I gotta put on my balaclava too, so I gotta make sure I put that on before I put on the main jacket, so that I don't have to go tucking later on. Then of course there's the camera equipment, so I have to install that. You know, I usually do that first. Put the stuff on the helmet, make sure I have the SD cards in, make sure everything's charged. Look at this chucklehead. You're just gonna pull out, dick. Dirty looks to me like it's my fault that I exist. So this whole process, right? And then I have to make sure I start the bike at a certain point so that it warms up enough, but not too much. And that usually happens right before I put on my helmet and then my gloves. So I start the bike up, put on my helmet, turn on all the camera gear, and that has to go in a certain sequence as well. And you got to listen for certain things. And that was unexpected. Watch out, buddy. So once I get the bike on and the helmet on and the camera's on, then I get on my gloves, and I'm going to make sure I tuck the gloves inside the sleeves because it's cold. Oh, I forgot to turn on my heated grips. Not that I really need them for a 10-minute drive, but this time I made sure to put the microphone farther down so you don't hear my shaky breathing. I don't know if it worked, but we'll see. So what's the point of all this? Well, the point is I'm sitting here, you know, years ago Mike years ago would think, you know, this is not efficient. And I could just get in the car, you know, you open the door, you sit down in the car, you turn it on, you put your seatbelt on, boom, you go. It's so much faster. Because, you know, in the movies when you see a guy get on a motorcycle, he swings his leg over and he's gone. It ain't reality. Maybe if you're a total squid, maybe. So I was thinking years ago, oh, this is not efficient at all. But it's fun. And I have a different perspective now. I don't look at it as inefficient anymore. Because I'm an old fat fuck, pardon my French. But because I am an older person with a slower metabolism, anytime I get to burn some calories, I'm happy. Let me burn some calories, you know? I was proud of the head snap back there. That was a good head snap. Gotta remember to do that more. Head on a swivel. So the whole process of getting ready, I think, is it's a good use of your calories. You know, you're burning calories, getting all this extra stuff on, and it's a good ritual. And you should be thinking about safety as you're getting all this stuff on, because you what do they say? You dress for the slide, not the ride. There's a lot of truth in that. You should be thinking about what you're about to do. You're about to ride a motorcycle. And that's awesome and fun, and it's also something that can kill you. So you have to be in the right mindset. Like see my distance, I usually keep this distance. I don't know if you noticed that. And usually when there's a car coming the other way, I will kind of go over here like this, and then I'll come back over again. Use the whole, this is your lane, use it. Stay out of the middle part, because that's where all the grease and stuff is. So these are the kinds of things that I try to think about. And the efficiency of it isn't the point. And if you're buying a motorcycle because it's more efficient, I think you quickly realize, if you really get into it, you quickly realize that it's not more efficient. You're not really saving anything, because you're buying parts and you're buying gear and, you know, all this other stuff. So any gas money that you might be saving, you're spending in other areas, like a stage 4. So you don't do this for the efficiency of it. At least I don't. I mean, yeah, I guess if you had like a Honda 250 and you just, you know, had the basic gear. But if you really get the bug like I have, I've gotten the bug, in case you hadn't noticed, it's expensive. I was not reminded, inspired. I was inspired to think of this topic by Knight Rider. Thank you, Knight Rider. He talked about myths of motorcycle riding. Or one particular myth was, I'm not worried about myself, I'm worried about everybody else. And he was very sage in his advice to not just worry about everybody else. Worry about yourself too. Like my accident in 2010. I have nobody to blame but myself for that one. Sure, I could say, well, the parking lot had too much sand and gravel in it because it was a crappy paved lot that wasn't maintained. Still my fault. I think in many, if not most, accidents, the number one root cause is the rider going too fast, improper braking, improper situation awareness. I mean, unless, you know, like if a deer jumped out right now, or a car came out of nowhere, like that Russian video where the guy's going down the street, all of a sudden a tank just bursts out of the bushes and goes across the highway. Well, that's pretty rare. So what was the point of this? I don't know. I guess efficiency. Don't let that myth get into your head. Safety is not a myth. Definitely think of safety. And thank you for watching. This is my Kaylee 7. I hope you're well. And if you've got snow, don't worry, it won't last long. It's March. We'll talk to you later.